The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Xist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.
Well, folks, welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show on this Wellness Wednesday. And I want to start the show saying that I'm going to dedicate this to a friend of ours, Peabo Bryson. You're going to hear at the very top of our story this morning that he passed away. I want to thank Zach Kimball, our director, when I came in today. He asked me if I'd heard the news, and it really did take me back. I've been a little somber here for the last hour. He is by far one of my all-time favorite artists, and I've got some really wonderful memories that I can drop in throughout the show. Sir, this is for you, and thank you for all you provided to this world. I want you, throughout the show, to drop in your favorite song or favorite memory if you had a chance to see one of his concerts. So, yeah, devastating breaking news this morning that we're going to talk about. To all of you, remember the importance of celebrating life. And just when you think that this is bad in your life or that is bad, just imagine when it's all taken away. And then we're remembering the life that you provided to us and how you made us feel and the memories we created together. Think about that. Honor your life and make those plans with your friends and family. Don't break the plans. It's so very important because just like that, our life ends. It's unbelievable. So yes, I hate to be the one breaking the news to you this morning, but this is what we're going to be starting with, and then we'll get into some weather for you. We do have a special surprise for you of opportunity that I had thanks to my dear friend Michelle Harmon capturing a little backstage moment that he and I had together. But let's start with, if you haven't heard, the veteran R&B singer, best known as the singer behind the Disney film hits like Beauty and the Beast, A Whole New World. He has died, according to a statement from his family. No cause of death from them was cited, although the family announced on Sunday that he had suffered a stroke. So obviously they'll have to do the family will come out, I should say, and then tell us ultimately what he passed from. But again, he did just have a stroke. With hearts broken, profound sadness, the family of two-time Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and balladeer Peabo Bryson announces his passing. That's what the statement read. He transitioned peacefully at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the evening of Tuesday, June 2nd, surrounded by the love of his family and those closest to him. For more than 5 decades, Peabo's extraordinary voice served as the soundtrack to some of life's most cherished moments, his music carrying generations through joyful celebrations, great love stories, enduring moments of comfort and inspiration, creating a legacy that will forever live in the hearts of those who loved him and the countless lives that he touched through song. It is deeply difficult moments for so many that are waking up to this news this morning, and I was just going through looking at X and how many people were making comments. Again, this is breaking news for many, happening overnight and just getting a chance to see the news. I saw a comment from from Celine Dion about Peabo Bryson and just how heartbroken she was as well. So again, as you're waking up this morning, I don't usually like to wake you up to sad news, but this one had to be done because so many of us know and love his music. So as I mentioned, throughout the show, do me a favor, drop in a comment of what song you love most. It's almost too endless for me to say, but I'm just going to go back to my beginning when I was in 8th grade, even before that, in 7th grade, on a soccer trip, and I remember all of us on the trip singing at the top of our lungs, If Ever You're in My Arms Again. And then at my 8th grade dance, dancing to that song. Oh, I have chills right now. I can feel so much of his music around. You'll probably say the Disney classics, but I'm going to tell you about one maybe you've never heard, and we're going to do that in an interview that I was blessed to do with this unbelievable gentleman, Peabo Bryson, backstage at the Chesterfield Amphitheater.
Other than this song called it's like my reflection of every great woman. There's a song called I Wish You Love, which is
I know that.
I love that song. For obvious reasons. It's the lyrical content of things. How you should be as human beings.
Right?
Should be.
Absolutely.
Should be.
Amen.
It's a reminder.
Amen.
What a cool song that is.
That is my favorite. Most people don't even know it.
Well, Catch-22 is like, if you've ever read Joseph Heller's book, Catch-22, you kind of really understand what that is. And it's almost like Pac-Man in that regard. And that it's really the hope is really not futile. When you win, when you lose, you still win. You still losing and winning is a matter of perception.
True. Tell me where you're from.
Also, one solo I mean, not dark words like Dostoevsky or Keats, you know. I mean, not a little too tragic for me. I'm an eternal optimist, you know. Stupid stuff.
That is her. That is her.
Evidently, you put it in me at a very early age.
She is. She
If I
is.
did that, then I did my job.
That's it, right?
Oh!
Our favorite part of that is right there at the end. I don't know if you could hear it all because there was a lot going on, but right at the end, they announced Peabo Bryson coming on stage. He is so enthralled in talking to me and Michelle that he completely misses his call on stage and then all of a sudden is like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta go sing for all of you. Peabo Bryson, I just wished him a happy birthday back on April 13th, and he loved that comment. So I just looked at that this morning and just kept staring at it and just realizing here we are less than a month and a half later and he's gone. So just absolutely crazy. If you're just tuning in, again, do us a favor throughout the show. Drop in one of your all-time favorites. I can't wait to see the songs that you loved, and maybe you'll turn me on to some that I didn't know. For you all, I want you to look up Can You Stop the Rain? And I want you to look up Catch-22, and then, of course, If Ever You're in My Arms Again. Well, let's give you some weather. Let me give you some news that you're going to love, and then, of course, some of the news you can use, and then we'll get into our Wellness Wednesday. All right, starting off, 83 degrees, kind of like yesterday, and sunshine. If you've got those pools open, hop in it. 63 tonight. We've got the cards in action, by the way. Tomorrow, 87 and mostly sunny. Friday, we do have just a slight chance of an afternoon shower. 86 for the high, and that humidity is back, unfortunately. Yuck, sticky. 88 and 87 Saturday and Sunday. We get into next week. We have a pretty large chance of rain on Monday, 60% chance with a high in the mid 80s, 88 on Tuesday, 87 Wednesday, and the next week even warmer, 88 on Thursday and 91 by the time we get to next week Friday. We'll be checking in, by the way. I miss him. We haven't seen our aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore in just a little bit, so we'll be checking in with him on Friday. So we started with the news about Peabo Bryson, and then this was kind of shocking as well, a firing at CBS. 60 Minutes correspondent Scott Pelley has been fired, evidently for criticizing management. There's a senior correspondent that posted a statement from Pelley on X, and in it, among other accusations, the former news anchor accused the show's new management of telling him to inject falsehoods and bias into a politically sensitive story. The collapse of values at the top has become the biggest problem, right? The leadership of 60 Minutes, he was saying, is no longer recognizable. Principles I hold dear are gone, and so I must leave as well. Departing after 37 years at CBS with one emotion, a heart brimming with gratitude for the men and women of CBS News who encouraged and enriched my work. So we keep talking about the fall of what we knew news to be, and it just keeps going and going. This one was a pretty big story. All right, if you haven't fueled up yet, I came in this morning and saw $3.95, which I thought, oh, that's kind of low because it was like $4.09, $4.19. Well, experts are saying that you should fill up your gas tanks now. Why is that? High gas prices continue to be a concern. According to Gas Buddy, the nation's average has fallen 19.5 cents over the last week, standing at $4.26 per gallon as of Monday. But as I said, I just found it for $3.95. National average down 17.8 cents from a month ago. Gas Buddy also said there are 15 states where the average price of gas has fallen below $4 per gallon. While drivers might be seeing some relief, experts say the downward trend likely is not going to last long. The coast is anything but clear. Setback in negotiations between the U.S. and Iran could quickly reverse the recent decline in fuel prices. The states with the lowest average prices, Indiana, Texas, and Oklahoma. Highest, California, Washington, and Hawaii. All right. you just want to go like this, right? Smack your arm. Another mosquito, another mosquito. What the heck is this? 32 million mosquitoes may be released in 2 states. Why in the world? Google's debug program is seeking federal approval to release up to 32 million non-biting male mosquitoes in Florida and California. They carry a naturally occurring bacterium that prevents them from producing offspring with wild female mosquitoes. Because only males are released, they do not bite or spread disease. So that means the population of these disease-carrying mosquitoes could shrink over time. Look at that. Us thanking the males. Way to go, male mosquitoes. All right, as you are tuning in, we're running through some news you can use, and we've got our Wellness Wednesday coming up. Another friend of our show, Steve Ewing, I just want to reach out to him and give him a big hug this morning. I cannot believe this. I actually watched the video of this happening, and it is twice that it has happened on the popular South Grand spot. Steve's Hot Dogs was vandalized twice in the last few days. In fact, there's surveillance video that shows a man walking up, taking a rock and busting the glass and not taking anything, and then returns and does the exact same thing just a couple of days later. Why? Why would you do that unless you have a vengeance or you have some jealousy towards him? I don't know, but it's so frustrating because now it's all that cleanup and all that expense of putting the store back together. So let's go and support him. And remember that we got to keep these small businesses safe and obviously keep them around. All right, check your kitchens for these ovens. Consumer Reports warning about a rise in exploding oven doors. In fact, 40 injuries already. An alert now that 400 cases of exploding glass oven doors have been reported to the Consumer Product Safety Commission in just the last year and a half. Again, more than 40 people have been injured. There are many that they're saying are part of this. I'm going to take this particular article, drop it into the comment section because it's pretty lengthy, just for you to read and then make sure that you're okay and not impacted by one of these. But those pictures tell the story. Unemployment rates among young workers higher than ever before. And, we just have the kids coming home from school, maybe having a seasonal job, or they're coming home from college looking for a new job. The rise of remote work since the pandemic has made businesses more reluctant to hire young, inexperienced workers. And it's the key driver of higher unemployment rates, unfortunately, for recent college graduates. This was a study by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York comparing occupations that can be done remotely, such as software development, with those that are done in person, such as nursing. The study finds that the unemployment rate among young college graduates in remotable jobs rose by about a percentage point from 2017 to 2019, and as well 2022 through 2024. Yet for older workers in those fields, those 29 and over, the jobless rate declined slightly, leading to a notably higher unemployment rate for younger college graduates. Not good news. All right, Stanley Cup is underway. Are you watching? I know our hockey fans are probably saying yes. Others are, I didn't even know hockey was still going on. Well, Vegas and Carolina, they opened up the Stanley Cup Finals nearly a decade in the making. Rod Brendamore knows the exact moment that he realized that Carolina could be Stanley Cup contenders. He said it was 8 years ago when he took over as coach and began a journey of making the playoffs every year, falling short of the final each time until now. Well, congratulations as we take a look at the Golden Knights and Carolina opening things up. Now they go on to Game 2. It's the Vegas Golden Knights at Carolina, and that'll be tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Vegas, by the way, winning yesterday, beating Carolina. The Cardinals lost yesterday to the Texas Rangers. That was 7-4. It's the two teams today at 6:45. And we run through the National Day of Calendar. We've got a few things for you. It's National Repeat Day, National Egg Day, National Chocolate Macaroon Day, and then we have some ongoing things for the national month. National Safety Month, it's Men's Health Month, it's also National PTSD Awareness Month, and then global observances, World Bicycle Day, World Club Foot Day, and Chimborazo. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Chimborazo. That's what it looks like. These are global observances. So some of these these we will continue to see throughout the month, and then any other ones that pop up for us beyond our national ones. We always have to make sure we try to do the global ones as well. All right, we always like to run through in the opening of the show things that we think that you might want to know about. And I'm going to continue that. We're going to bring Tricia Rhodes in from Xist Stretch. So I want to know, does your body feel older than it should? Are you stiff? Are you ache? We talked about some myths and then top questions about how we get our bodies to feel its best, because that's ultimately what we want. I'm also going to go to the comment section, because if you are just tuning in and you missed the news, Peabo Bryson has passed away. Again, he had a stroke over the weekend. Not sure if that is the exact cause of death, but today we're honoring his life, and I want you to just flood our comment section with your favorite Peabo Bryson song. Or again, I'd love to see a memory if you had a chance to see him in concert. I'll ask Tricia what her favorite is, and we'll have Zach drop in his favorite song as well. I'd like to hear from you. So all of that in his honor on today's Real Monica Adams Show.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. It's time to get into wellness, and I literally just told Tricia Rhodes, by the way, if you have missed her over the last couple of months, she is the head stretch therapist at Xist Stretch, and they have a couple of locations in Hampton, the South Hills, St. Louis Hills area on Hampton, then also inside of Xist Fitness in Arnold. If you haven't been in yet, I don't understand, right? Because the first stretch is free to you, making you feel better. XistStretch.com, and then on social media at Xist Stretch. And I just told her my microphone keeps dropping on me, which is making me do this and hurting me. And she's like, no, we can't lose you. I can't carry this show alone. I wouldn't dare make you do that. Welcome, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Tricia came in this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, we've got like the worst news that Peabo Bryson had passed. You know his music, some of it.
Yeah.
You were just listening to some. I think I'm just going to immerse myself in Peabo all day
that's
today.
great. No, you hear that name and you know it. And then people are like, oh, what? And then it hit me. I was like, if you, how old I am, back in the day, Bo and Hope.
Yeah. On Days of Our
Tonight I
Lives.
celebrate my love.
I celebrate my his
that
soulful
was
voice.
a staple.
I'm so glad you brought that one back. I loved Bo and
Total
Hope.
staple. Yeah.
The
It was
most incredible couple on soap opera.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, let me look. So people are dropping in comments. Rose said the duet with Natalie Cole, What You Won't Do for Love. So many. Best, though, is Whenever You're in My Arms Again. Yep, brings me back to a simpler time. I think that's a good point. Yes, and it just makes you smile. I love A Whole New World, Stephanie says. Zach said, I know Peabo the most for his Disney work. A Whole New World is my favorite of his. Rest in peace. So many feel-good songs. Beauty and the Beast, absolutely. Michelle said, tracking him down months later to get him to autograph your photo together. What a great guy. Yes, I forgot about that. Another one. Let's see. It's a perfect early morning. Yes, it is. I wish someone would have told me that getting old means you wake up one day not quite feeling right and it just keeps getting worse, but it never gets better. Richard, it will, right? You got to believe. Poor Richard. Okay, he has been writing me nonstop, telling me about all the things that have happened, his surgeries that he's had, and now we're trying to get him in to WashU orthopedics, but they're saying they can't get him in. You know, when you don't feel good, you want to get in, which is why I keep stressing this whole aspect of you getting a chance to get in and get this free stretch, and then you put it off. I mentioned I wanted to get into you on Tuesday. You saw us walking?
I swear, I was actually mad because we and Claire, you know, and we have those beautiful windows in the front. So we're always looking out and people watch as we're stretching and having a conversation. And I go, I think that's Monica. And Claire's like, who? And I don't know if she could see that far away because she's behind me. And I said, no, that's her. I can tell it's her husband. It's like, no, that's Monica. I go, she's supposed to be on vacation.
Well, I was, but we were back. And
I know, I was
we
like-
were picking the dogs up on
Okay,
Monday night.
okay.
And I was like, oh, but we were across the street because we were hungry and we wanted to get something
I know,
to eat.
but we have this conversation of having my time
I
myself.
know,
I go,
I know.
she even comes in here. I'm going to be mad. I go, she's supposed to be on vacation.
Well, so we were. I want to thank my sister-in-law for watching the dog. So she lives over in that area.
Okay.
And I first of all, my comment was, Jim, has Laura been in because she's right down the street.
Oh,
she needs to get in,
seriously?
and get
Yeah,
stretched.
yeah, right.
But I was walking, and I'm like, if Tricia's in there right now, she's going to look across, going, "Is that Monica and Jim?"
That's exactly how it happened.
What the heck are they doing?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, are they spying on us?
No, but he was like, I don't think they're open. I'm like, they have to be. And I said, but I'm not going to pop in because I'm sure they're stretching somebody. So we didn't want to
Yeah.
interrupt you. What are the hours, by the way?
Okay, 10 to 7, Monday through Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And then Saturdays, 8 to 2.
So, but you were probably booked all the
Oh,
way
yeah.
through.
Usually in the evenings like that, it's
That's the
one after
busiest.
the other, one after the other. Yeah.
So that's why first of all, like I said, I didn't want to bother you, but I also didn't want you to think, well, that was rude. You didn't come in and
Well,
say
the thing is,
hi.
what's so funny is if it's during the day or the afternoon and I have like a little time and somebody does pass, I'm like shooting out the door and waving them down like, hey.
Get in here, Monica.
Exactly,
Or you
but-
better make an appointment soon.
But when it's like back to back and I'm busy.
So, yes, if you haven't been in, it's been, oh my gosh, how many months now that you all have been open?
Oh, since November.
I was going to say 8. Yeah, 8 months now. And so an opportunity for you to get in. That first stretch is free. I just want to go back to McKenna Day before we get
yeah.
into some of the top questions about stretching. How was it?
It was okay. Last year I was in training for this, and so I missed it. But saw all the pictures, and you really can't get the vibe, from pictures. But you saw the mass of people that were there.
Yes.
So kudos to that. It was very heartwarming because he was really special to me as well.
Yes.
And then moving forward to this year, I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, get there. Beautiful day. Me and my husband were on our way because we live a little far away, and there was a rain cloud, and I was like, oh my God, is this a sun shower? I'm like, this better, what? Like, was there rain in the forecast? No. I'm like, okay. We get there. Awesome. The vibe is so amazing when you're there. Everyone's so happy. Everyone's so loving. Everyone's like, can I help you? Can I help you? I'm like, yes. Set up the tent. Everyone's just in a good mood. It's just a different feel from any other event that you've ever been to. So we're setting up, I can't get over how happy everybody is. And it's just, makes you
Because of the
smile.
impact that
Yes.
Brian made.
It's just a big, big smile. And then 30 minutes into it, it's getting started. People coming by, just saying hi and wanting to know. And then it started sprinkling. Then it got a little, heavier. And then for the mass, we were down there, poured. The problem, I guess it's not a problem. The reality of it is no one left.
Well,
There are people in the streets.
that's because we just dance in the rain
Yes,
and have
people
fun.
dancing, umbrellas, and happy. Still as happy
Because,
as the world.
well, look, this is the whole thing about Brian McKenna. If you don't know him, you missed out on an incredible soul.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed. This is the second year now that they have done this wonderful McKenna Day, and it will continue. It'll be an annual thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he impacted so many people's lives, and his whole thing was all about your vibe attracts your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
That was the picture from last year. Michelle and I got a chance to go, and I was so upset, Tricia and Stephanie,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody Stephanie, by the way, you're incredible for everything you've done and all the sponsors that came up. Thank you to all the sponsors. But it was devastating to me when I looked and thought,
the dates.
I'm not going to be able to be there. Stephanie said so many people came up to her and said, "Where's Monica?"
Yeah.
And I go, great. Now I feel even worse.
No. There's a lot of other people that are like, hey, where's this person? And then it just
I
kinda
would have.
happens.
We
Yeah.
obviously were in Birmingham, Alabama
Yeah.
for a wedding. And I now, forever, for the rest of my life, will just put a placeholder on that
That
weekend.
date.
So it's going to be probably around the 30th, 31st, 29th, something like
Yeah.
that, I would imagine. So for all of you that went, thank you for the support and continuing to raise money for all those charities that were so near and dear to Brian's heart.
Well, the one thing about that was years prior, Stephanie also puts on she's everywhere about raising money, but she does a golf tournament for one of her friends that had passed in the fall. And one of those days, it rained, as you know, it does happen. It's weather. And there is a video out there of Brian McKenna. And I reminded her of this because of the rain. She's like, oh, I go, this is perfect. I go, not perfect, but it reminds me of the time. As clear as day, she shows me the video and the golf cart, and it's raining, and everyone's still having fun at the golf cart because it's for charity. Yeah. But it's Brian McKenna dancing in the rain on video, having a great time.
Was he singing Brandy?
Yeah, exactly. But he's out there, and it is the funniest video, but it just exudes his personality, his and his vibe and happiness.
I thought I saw a post from somebody that said those were tears of either happiness or joy from Brian from heaven.
Yeah, but it was the first thing I thought of him, like him and his unusual outfits that he would wear, and he's just having the best time in the rain, having a great time. And that's what they thought. It was like, oh, it rained, but just his spirit. And that's the only thing I remember that day is the same thing. I was like, but this is him. This is
I was asking if they could guess about how many people were there. Stephanie said maybe about 1,000 is what she was thinking.
Yeah.
Do you know how many were the first year?
No, not at all. But it's a crowd of crowds. Like the street was, there's an overhead picture because I was starting to like do pictures of marketing in the beginning, and then the street is full. Yeah. The street is full of people.
Well, again, you can see that. I'm so happy for all of you that were able to be there. And Brian, Babs, I know you watch on a regular basis. We will forever love the incredible connection that the two of you had together. Just thank you for that. And we missed those Thursday 4 o'clock shows.
A bunch of people wearing the B&B show
course.
T-shirts. Yeah.
Because we hated that was so abruptly taken from us. Babs, we love you. We need to do another show with Babs, by the way. I think you all would love that. Okay, I'm going to take a break. We just wanted to open the show a little bit to remember what Brian provided for us. And keep those comments coming in. If you want to make a comment about Brian McKenna, you miss him, you want to tell us a silly story, feel free to drop it in. You want to tell us a favorite song of Peabo Bryson, put those in as well. And we're going to talk about the body next. We talked last week about some of the top myths that are out there. We're going to get into some of the top questions that you have about stretch. And then also, from a posture standpoint, again, this microphone dropping is not good for my neck. All these things that we do, hunched over a computer, we need to change those. And we work hand in hand with what they do with Xist Stretch. So we'll have more with Tricia when we return.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Today's show dedicated to that man right there in the middle, Peabo Bryson, unfortunately dying at the age of 75 yesterday, and he had a stroke over the weekend. Not sure if that was the exact cause of death. We'll get more information after they do an autopsy, obviously, from the family, but so many incredible songs that man provided to the world. So feel free to drop a comment in if you're just tuning in. That was a picture that was taken at the Chesterfield Amphitheater. It was Peabo Bryson and Gladys Knight, two like a king and a queen in Motown and soul music for sure. All right, welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Tricia Rhodes is our guest. All right, let me look at comments. Richard just said, great seeing you on the show again, Trish. You make me smile.
Oh, thank you.
So do you have clients that come to you that have an injury that you have to work around? I guess what I'm asking is if someone had a knee surgery or a rotator cuff surgery or something like that, can you still get stretched for the rest of the body?
Yeah, I mean, we do premise the fact that we do from head to toe. But I have people that have come in with a cast on their arm or just twisted their wrist a little bit. I have somebody that had like ankle surgery. somebody that, I'm feeling a little bit in my knee. I'm like, okay, let's just I'll press
Work
around
around.
it to see like what it could be. Maybe it's just something that it was just situational, but most of all, I'm like, okay, we'll leave it there. Let's work on this and get you right. And
So yeah, I mean, obviously we know that he's gone through a lot. So I think in his head, he doesn't want to keep waiting because he's at a point. He was showing me a video where when he's sitting, he literally has to sit like this because everything is like so torqued and up.
and I could honestly believe that just from previous.
So he shouldn't wait.
Well,
Well, because I mean, like I told you, it's taking a while for them to get him in.
the one thing about it is I don't want to. Yes, I mean, why not? But I mean,
I think you look.
It's
Richard,
situational 'cause I
tell me
can't
if I'm right.
physically
He's
see him.
probably. People will probably be scared because they know that they're recovering from something, and then they're like, "Ugh, I don't want to be hurt." She obviously is going to take care of you. You have 4 wonderful stretch therapists there, so it's Claire as well as Tim and Justin and Tricia. You can get into any of them. I would love you, Richard, to get into Tricia because you haven't worked with him yet, right? She will absolutely take care of you and then listen to you and be able to work around, like you just asked, work around whatever it is that you have. That's for all of you, by the way, that are watching. I would love for you not to wait and let all that settle in.
yeah, it's kind of like. It's kind of trying to figure out somebody that you have not seen as well. So the visual would be like when I'm there, I can maybe kind of see what it ailment and just a little bit of maybe posture, like as far as like shoulders and neck. And
See, he just said the rest of my body is suffering because it's not moving. That's my thought is to get into her.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your answer, Richard. Get it.
Yeah.
Get it. All of you, again, if you haven't been in yet, the first stretch is free. I did see that you were running a special for McKenna Day. Did people take advantage of that? Was it 4 for $99 or
yes,
or something?
Yeah. And
I hope they did. Some
Some.
people don't get it yet.
most of it the questions that I
Which is
got,
good.
yeah, it was like
Inquisitive.
one after the other. But it was like when the rain subsided and a few people came on that I had the table there, and
They're trying to figure out what stretch
they
is.
were very happy in such a way. So, but that first person sparked a whole line of people.
That's good.
And it was like a rotation of people going, what do you actually do? And that's the question that's still out there. Like not understanding what we do. I had somebody come like right at close last night, walking in, going about a stretch. And I'm like, and explain the whole thing. And
they don't understand.
No,
what it
they
is.
do not.
Because again, in their minds, and we've talked about this, and I don't think that we can say it enough. People believe that you're stretching at home or you're doing your yoga in the gym is the same as what they're doing. It is not. It is the professional side of being an assisted stretch. So there is a huge difference. It's also the aspect of the difference between flexibility and mobility that we've talked about in the past as well. You're welcome, Bab. She said, thank you for continuing to remember Brian. We will never forget him. And Rose said, now I keep singing Brandy. Thanks, Monica. You know she was such a fine girl. I was doing it at the break also. Chris said, I thought someone said there was over 2,400 people there last year. That does sound right.
It seems about right.
I'm so happy to hear that 1,000 were there this year. Yes, even with the rain. Absolutely. Okay, so some of the biggest stretching myths. Stretching before workouts prevents injuries. We mentioned last week, not always. We're carrying over because we had so many questions and comments of some of the common myths that are out there. If you're not flexible, this is one I've heard from people, if I'm not flexible, stretching isn't for me.
It's the same as I've always said. That means that if you don't work out, you shouldn't work out. It
doesn't
kind of
make
goes
sense.
hands in hand. So, that's why we're there is to help you guide that and maybe guide you in a way that you don't even know what muscle you're stretching. We can correlate the activity and what part of the body that I'm on that I can put thought into you, like this is the muscle that I'll be stretching.
They
this is
think
the joint.
they have to be ready for it, right?
No, not at all.
People used to always tell me, I feel like I have to work out to be able to work out with you, Monica. And I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't.
No, let her take care of you. So don't keep waiting. That's the whole thing. Okay, let's talk about posture. I told you this is dropping. Can stretching help our posture?
Oh, 100%. That is why we stretch, to be honest with you. The one thing that is I can pretty much say everyone does sit. I mean, everybody sits.
And
Not so
often
much,
too much.
And we say desk workers. Desk workers is just like the tip of the iceberg. We're talking about you're in your car. How many times you're in your car? You're sitting, waiting in a waiting room. You can be at school. You can be, at an event watching your child play a specific sport. You're in the bleachers. You're in that the camping chair watching everybody. That is that posture. Are you in perfect set position when you're doing that? Guarantee you probably have a phone in your hand or a camera watching your child or watching your phone as you wait. You're in the car, you're slumped over with your arms in a specific position. That is what we correct.
Absolutely. I've thought of interviews that I've done over the years with like physical therapists and chiropractors and all the new things that have come about by these things that are in our hand. And doing this in a position that people didn't used to do, or the thumb that they would have problems with. So you have a lot of injuries from things that you swear.
From the shoulders to the traps to the spine, it's all curved forward. And you either get a little tingly sensation or just an ache. And the normal reaction is to just pull your shoulders back and
try to set the...
But when you even do that, you're just really just opening up and moving the muscle. I am literally stretching the fascia and the joint as well to get that blood flow and circulation that makes you just go, huh.
Yeah, they're fascia stretch therapists, by the way, FST certified. Anne says, good morning. Getting stretched is amazing.
Yes.
Thank you. Talked with my girlfriend. We will make an appointment soon. I'm super busy this month. Stephanie, I was wondering if you had gotten in there yet. Good, Stephanie. Go in with a...
Yeah, seriously, Stephanie, you've been on the phone commenting
get
all
off
the
of the phone
time.
and get in and get stretched. Again, Xist stretch is what we're talking about. And I'm running through some of the myths and some of the most asked questions. Walking is enough exercise. It's not, but it's something great to start doing. Strength training alone keeps you healthy. Not true. Aging automatically means stiffness.
Not automatically, but as we age, our muscles become tighter, less lack of circulation and blood flow, and stiffness.
But the problem is too many people use age.
It's not an accepted.
No,
it's not an
thank
accepted answer. Meaning that since I'm old, I guess just stiffness comes. No.
Don't move. Okay, can we talk about this one? Can tight hips affect lower back pain?
Absolutely. That was the one thing when I say if you have lower back pain, and they were like, "Well, I've been in the chiropractor." I'm like, okay. But but what are you doing to help that? Meaning stretch, activity, what are you doing? And as soon as they lay on the table, I can immediately, when we do our first assessment, know where that back pain is, why it is, and where it's coming from. And it normally is 100% the hips.
Absolutely. And then the other part is headaches. So if we have headaches, or people say that they have migraines.
I've had like 3 in the last,
really?
This whole, since Monday. Coming in, I'm like, so tell me about yourself. Oh, I've had headaches. I'm like, And then it was like the second after, I've had headaches. And I'm like, I'm like, so I go down the list. Are you hydrating yourself? What kind of multivitamins you take? Like all the wellness as much as to kind of pinpoint where and why it's coming.
So I was in Alabama, as you know, this past weekend, and I must have you can obviously visually see it, but his Aunt Janet, Jim's Aunt Janet, our Aunt Janet, I guess I should say, she was watching, and she could see I was just like, I could feel the pain back here, but I kept pushing this way. That's the one thing you all have to understand is it's usually on the opposite side, or it's another area that's causing that trigger, the trigger point. But I kept doing this. She got up at one point, and she goes, I'm going to stand behind you and give you a massage because I can tell you are hurting. And I'm like, what a doll. And she sure did. And all of a sudden, about 5-10 minutes later, I felt better because she was getting into that. I go, do you feel it? And she's like, yeah. And I started to tell the story about you going, oh, you poor thing. Oh, my God. You shouldn't be in pain. And don't suffer in the pain and just feel like it's a part of your life. Okay, that doesn't make sense.
Everybody out there, do you see how Monica is sitting? And she's constantly looking in this direction. Yep. So over weeks and weeks.
And it's the bad side.
And this microphone
keeps dropping on me.
Yes, and the imbalance of how it is. So over time, she's going to get that reaction in her shoulder
Yes.
because of her body's conforming to the shape she's in.
And anything that's been done to the body before in injuries from sports, in my working out, and then in the car accident. I mean, just think about all that. Okay, so hidden signs, I wanted to go through these. Hidden signs that your body needs stretching. Constant stiffness getting out of bed.
Oh,
Tight shoulders while driving.
Yep.
Lower back tension after sitting. Reduced range of motion. We just talked about posture, poor posture, frequent headaches, trouble squatting or bending. Okay, this one, feeling old despite being active, leg cramps or tight calves, and then hip tightness causing knee pain. I love this image that Tricia provided for us, by the way. That stiffness, it's persistent. Sciatica, you got lower back pain. Mental clarity, talk about that one.
okay. The one bonus that we don't talk about, because we're all talking about wellness as far as how our body is and stiffness and aches and pains, it's the mental clarity when you're laying down. Most people obviously want to give their wife or their husbands or their significant others a wellness around, Valentine's Day and a present for their birthday or for any holiday. They'll give them a massage because it calms them and makes them feel a certain way, and it makes you reset and just feel, all the vibes.
Yeah.
Stretching does that and more. And one is because we do that neuromuscular connection. So when you're laying on the table, you don't have to do a thing. We are just either conversing with you or take your time for yourself and just take a deep breath and really hone into you and take a moment.
It gives us happy hormones?
Yes, absolutely. So the endorphins come, and not so much because of the relaxation of the muscle. You are now kind of giving yourself time. But as we stretch and do the fascia, we are setting, your circulation is better. Your I would say just your circulation, but also I would say the relaxation hits you right into your brain, and
if you're trusting and letting go.
Absolutely, it I wouldn't say an explosion, but for I would say in personal experience, when I was on that table, I cannot relax at all, and I will tell you that I cannot relax. But as I'm in there, the feeling that from the stretch and from the joint and the circulation, and it just has an endorphins feeling that when you're done, I can attest to. I'm like, that was better than a massage.
It carries you through also throughout the rest of the day. And for some people, they've come back and told her for a couple of days.
For me, it's like I'm sitting here and I can't even find the words. And when I tell people how they're going to feel, I can't even really describe the feeling that what you would feel, but for how I feel and how you described of like what happens.
Yep.
It was like 3 days of having all the stretches done during training. And it's like the third day, waking up and not having that stiffness when you get out of bed and feeling like something's wrong because you're so used to it.
Yeah, well, you've gotten used to it. You've become immune to it, unfortunately, because you believe that is the way your life has to be.
And your movement is just like, it's a freeing movement. So, yeah, I don't know if I put it into good words because I can't explain it.
No, but you know what? I'm glad that it was like that because it makes her just say, oh, I just want you all to get in so you have to experience it. There's only so much that we can say until you get on the table. And then when you do, by the way, I do want you to drop in comments for me so you can say, this is how I felt. So Julie says they are only closed on Sunday? Question mark? Yes. Rose said, Stephanie, yes. Hubby and I said the same. Busy month full of graduations for us. But please don't put the busyness here and you here, right? Find the time. I just mentioned that life is so precious and so short that we've got to make time for ourselves first and foremost and make time for others until we wake up and we're told that person's gone or you're in an accident or now suddenly the body is worse again. All right, I'm going to take a break because this is on my nerves because it's hurting my body. There, it's back. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more with Tricia, and we're running through, again, what are the hidden signs that your body needs stretching that you've just become immune to? And then we have a special bonus for you. We're going to do a little hand-in-hand because they do work together. From Xist Stretch to spas and more, we have Angie Hess coming in, gracing us with her beautiful presence. We're going to talk about an upcoming show that they have in St. Charles. For those of you that have been thinking about taking stretching, taking your yoga, taking your massages, your chiropractic, your physical physical therapy, putting it all together and then saying, oh, I want to continue that. I want to sit in a hot tub. Right? She'll be telling us about that coming up. But more with Tricia when we return.
I'm slowly watching you.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
So on our way home from Birmingham, Alabama, we had an 8-hour drive, and I was loving watching the feature we did on Garden View on the Chesterfield location, which was Monday. Did you get a chance to see it? If not, please go back and watch that. There are so many residents that I had a chance to talk to over the last few months, ever since my mom was at that location, and the activities that they are able to do. It could be assisted living. It could be that it's a transition out of the hospital for a couple of weeks. They took the most remarkable care of my mother, and I cannot thank them enough. So if you have a loved one that maybe has recently fallen, or they have an illness and they have to get in, maybe it's just a few weeks or a month, or maybe it is the transition from their home to where they will be living. Garden View Care Centers truly does care, and they have 3 locations for you. They have one, as I mentioned, they have one in O'Fallon, Missouri, and then they have one in Doherty Ferry on Big Bend Road, right there in that Valley Park area. GardenViewCares.com. The greatest thing that you can do is not just sit there and listen to me talking about them, but actually go in and take a tour. I know some of you have done that already, and that's so important. Put your name on a list. That way you have that assurance of, okay, when it's this time, I don't have to be scrambling trying to get in someplace. So Garden View, thank you so much for being a part of the Real Monica Adams Show. Okay, let's see. Are there any specials right now? Annette is asking. If you're just tuning in, this is Tricia Rhodes. She is the head stretch therapist at Xist Stretch. Again, you can find her mainly at the St. Louis Hills location on Hampton, and then on Fridays, she is at Xist Fitness location, which is in Arnold. Inside of there is Xist Stretch. Okay, any specials?
Well, we just had our Mother's Day special. We rolled into that Memorial Day special. Rolling in to get you into McKenna Day for our special. So in a week, we'll display our Father's Day special.
Okay, and you don't have to be a dad for that.
No.
You can say, I'm buying it for my dad. Yeah, wink, wink.
Yeah.
It's for me. Okay, so yes, Annette, they will be, so all you have to do is go in, or you can call, or shoot
check
them a
our
DM.
website.
Yeah, go to xiststretch.com or go on social media at Xist Stretch. But the main thing is, Annette, don't wait. Let's see. Guess we have to make time, have fun with the graduations, and then, then get in and have time for you. That's important. All right. Gardening injuries.
Oh, they are coming in. So I think every other person, I'm like, so how'd your weekend go? And it's this,
My back hurts
that,
from
mulch, digging, planting. I had one, Mary Lou, yesterday that was like, she's like, I said, so how's your backyard going? She's like, it's a slow progress. She's like, did a couple plants. I had to, get some rest. And I was just like, I couldn't wait for my stretch session. So hopefully this weekend I'll finish up.
Yep.
And yeah.
And the other thing is weekend warrior injuries, right? So now all these people, the kids are home, they're running around with them. Your body is moving around in ways that it hasn't maybe for many, many months. And then also the summer months, people get into all of these different sports that they weren't doing before. And they think they can get off the couch and then just go play,
Absolutely.
whatever.
And again, I'm one of those as far as you do something and then 1 month rolls into another month, and then you feel like the last time you did it was yesterday.
Yep.
And then you count, you're like, that was 6 months
What's
ago.
wrong with me?
Yeah.
Pool season is there, and I'm going to tell you right now, opening up a pool or closing a pool, you're moving down. We have these little screws for the pool cover, and you're down there, and or a lot of people are just hunched over instead of kneeling down. It's all these things that you take for granted. Pickleball, golf, tennis, mobility, these are reasons to get in.
I think it's the up and down motion of most people don't realizing the stiffness of like being on your knees and then getting up and then having to wait a minute going, oh, head rush, or most of and that circulation as well. But for the most, it's just getting back into that upright position, and you're like, give myself a minute. I just watch people going, that was a little more slow than I thought you were going to move. But
I just want you to think about, you're welcome, Annette. I just want you to think about some things that we're running through that you're like, oh, yeah, I do feel that. The final pull of the back had warning signs, by the way. And if you can get in and get stretched, maybe that stuff won't happen. Lawn mowing, yard work strain, pulling those weeds. She mentioned earlier hydration and muscle recovery, how important that is. Your posture, your confidence changes, by the way, when the body is the way it's supposed to be. So do you have hip pain? Do you have neck pain? Do you have shoulders, jaw pain, lower back pain? A lot of it, again, is trust, patience. We want you to move freely with better flexibility, stand taller with improved posture, find relief from aches and pains, and protect your body and recover faster. These are all things of how assisted stretching transforms your body. Before we wrap up, here's my question for you. I don't know where this came from, and this is where I'm saying, like, you don't want to dismiss these things, but there's something going on in my wrist. So if someone said, oh, I've got a wrist injury, can you help with that?
Yes. And the most of it, everything is connected.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Yeah, and it could be just as simple as I just feel something in my arm.
So if I have an issue up here, it could affect my wrist?
Absolutely. The one thing about it is I have a lot of people coming in with tennis elbow recently, and that sometimes it just stands from yard work. But I mean, I've been dealing with it, and it's how your body is. But you don't just treat the spot, you treat the body.
Correct.
So, lack of circulation can mean pain in areas that you didn't really know or realize that where the pain can rest, when it's simply something like when people say their back and their lower back hurts, it's not a chiropractic issue. Sometimes it's just your hips are so tight, it's pulling on your back. Yeah. So if we open up your hips, you'll see that pain relief over time, and you're like, wow, I'm standing taller. Now I feel better.
So muscular or joint issues. So again, just ask yourself, have you lost mobility as you have aged? What's harder now than 10 years ago? Does your body feel old and you're like, wait a minute, but I'm still moving? And then the part that I said, travel stiffness, road trips.
It's a real thing.
Yes.
It is.
Did I not tell you?
Yeah.
My body was going to be hurting coming back from 8 hours and 8 hours.
Yeah.
You're on a plane for however many hours. You're driving in a car. Yes, you should be getting up and moving around. We did. We stopped at rest stations and whatever, moved around. Jim kept going, move those legs around. But I can feel it. I can feel every bit of it. So
that's when you start.
If you don't get a text from me, please text me and say, here's what I have open. Okay, and here's the thing. If you have been trying to get into Tricia, and she does have a lot of people that have watched this show and said, okay, I want Tricia, please know that there are other great ones there as well. So Claire and Tim and Justin, between the two locations, one more time, if it's your first time hearing about it, it's Xist Stretch, and they are life-changing for you. XistStretch.com, at Xist Stretch on social media. One location in St. Louis Hills on Hampton. The other is Arnold on Vogel Road inside of Xist Fitness. And I swear, if this microphone drops one more time, I'm not going to be able to move. If you all follow along on this show, you'll see it down and me pushing it back up. Yes. Tricia, I will be on your schedule because you got to fix me.
Please, yes.
Good to see you, my friend.
Oh, good to see you as well.
We are going to continue the aspect of wellness on this Wednesday and the great things that you can do to take care of the body. We just watched that video from Spas and More, and the very first thing the guy does is this. Because we're all like, pain. So a carryover and a hand-in-hand partnership from Xist Stretch to Spas and More. We're going to visit with Angie Hess in just a second.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need, and that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You know, you can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be, and people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other up, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. I know that every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Once again, thank you to Tricia Rhodes from Xist Stretch for opening up our Wellness Wednesday. And now we move on to our friend Angie Hess. If you've not seen Angie on the show, let me introduce you to her from Spas and More, located in Sunset Hills. Thank you to those that have been into the showroom or have maybe gone to some of the shows that they have had and have inquired about how a hot tub or a sauna or a cold plunge can change your life. Yeah, so you can go online, but the best is to go into the store, spasandmorestl.com, or on social media at spasandmorestl. As I mentioned, they are located in Sunset Hills, 12957 Gravois Road. Now, they are closed on Sunday, just like Stretch. This is the day for all of us to rest, but they are there for you 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And we have a mutual friend that we've been talking to. She actually sent me a text very late last night, and she's like, oh my gosh, I so owe Angie a text back. And I was like, yes, you do. So shout out to Tanya, who we did a feature on from Oak and Front. She said, Angie sent me some ideas, but I think it's best that I get into the showroom. Right?
Oh, definitely.
Because you can be like, oh, well, this is what I thought you want, but oh, we have all of these things. In fact, I'll tell this story if she's still watching. My friend Michelle, that she was like, well, we need a specific size. I don't think they have it. And I go, would you just go in? She finally did, and you did.
Yep.
So it's like all those things have stopped guessing. Just get into the showroom. How have you been since we've seen you last?
Oh, doing well.
How's the body feeling?
Oh, it's one of those hard weeks with the rain and temperature fluctuations, but it's something, I mean, I'm used to it. So
you if you haven't seen past shows, mixed connective tissue disorder and fibromyalgia.
And mixed connective tissue disorder, which my markers for that are systemic lupus, psoriatic arthritis, and ulcerative colitis, so I can get hit with little things or all of it at once. And
great.
It just depends.
Right. And so she understands the importance of wellness. She understands not staying in the pain, which is what we've been talking about this entire hour. That is one thing that we stress over and over and over again. So people that have come in, great. If you haven't, you've got something coming up in St. Charles?
We do. So next weekend, June 12th, 13th, and 14th is one of our big sales events at the St. Charles Convention Center. We will have about 35 units on display, hot tubs and swim spas and cold plunges, with some of our midsummer savings moving into our summer season. Great thing about our St. Charles shows is not only do we look to help people get the right product and you're able to see everything all at one location, but this is also a big fundraiser show for us where we take proceeds from our sales of hot tubs and swim spas and we donate them to the Kauffman Fund, helping local veterans here in the area.
Thank you. They do a lot of giving back, by the way. And so when people are thinking of doing it, maybe you're like, okay, well, I want to do it now because now there's this percentage that's going to something that's very near and dear to me. Thank you, by the way, to you and your company for all that you do. So how long has that been around, by the way? Do you know the Kauffman Fund?
It's been around for, I want to say 10 or years or more. I know that we've been partnering with them for the last like 3 or 4, 5 actually, I think maybe the more I think about it. it.
Yeah.
But any of our big St. Charles shows, we do that as a donation, and then we sponsor their golf tournament in the summertime and their casino night, just because, we have on part of our sales team, we have a veteran from the Marine Corps
So
who
you
is
wanna
part of
take
our
care of one of your
sales
own.
team. So we, it's one of those things that it's very important to us to give back to our community, and it's been a great partnership. Also, we've had some great partnerships just with some of our local businesses here and local sports teams like the Battle Hawks, which if anybody's interested, we have 100 playoff tickets that we can give away to anybody for Sunday's playoff game at the
look at
Dome.
this.
And then also for the St. Charles show, we're going to be giving away, or anybody who makes a purchase will also be entered to win 4 tickets, field level tickets to the Cardinal game coming
fantastic.
up, courtesy of Fox 2.
Oh, yay, my old partners there. Good, thank you. Thank you for that. Again, if you're just tuning in, Angie Hess from Spas and More. So, as we are getting into the summer, I wanted to talk about this because I think a lot of times people think of a hot tub and they think cold weather. Cold weather, get into a hot tub. But this is a really popular time of year for you, is it not?
It is. Spring to fall is our most popular season because hot tubs they're year-round therapy.
Yeah.
Yes, they're absolutely wonderful in the winter and time because that's what you associate it with. And that's when the luxury aspect comes into play. The people who want to hang out.
Look at the snow falling.
Look
You're
at
like,
the snowfall,
I'm in my sauna and my hot tub.
But when you are in a constant state of pain or your body is in a constant state of fight or flight because you're under trauma, whatever, that relaxation process that you get with a hot tub year round is amazing. It helps it helps you relax. It actually lets the muscles, give way, basically not be so tight and not hold you up in one of those, I know for me, I'm always curled up in a ball because of tension and everything like that. So it's a great way to release all that.
And we carry all that wherever most people carry their stress in their upper back region, their shoulders, their low back. And then if you don't do anything about it, it just carries over. It keeps getting worse. And as we just mentioned at the beginning of the show, a lot of people just deal with it and they just feel like that's just going to be the way life has to be. It's not the case. I have some video, by the way, that I shot over the last few months of some of the hot tubs and some of the saunas and the cold plunges. The percentage of what you sell at Spas and More, is it mainly hot tubs and then goes into saunas and then goes into cold plunges? That's the way my mind thinks. Or, we didn't say swim spas.
Yeah.
Swim spas also.
So we are still predominantly hot tubs, but hot tubs and swim spas are our two biggest items.
Are they pretty close in percentages of
They really are. Yeah. COVID changed the dynamic when it came to the hot tub industry, and swim spas took off because back in 2020, it was 3 years or so for a pool, whereas a swim spa, even though we were still pushing maybe 400 days at our highest production time, it was still quicker than a pool and less expensive and more energy efficient and cost effective. And you can use it year round.
Exactly.
So it's become most popular. So we're about, when it comes down to between hot tubs and swim spas, we're about 60-40.
60-40? Okay. So again, you're looking at the showroom, and I can't do it justice. And I swear, she knows, she will attest to this. My comment was, Angie, you should have made me stand and get inside one of these much earlier. I would have had this trigger. I would have pulled the trigger on it, I think, much earlier, excuse me. When I got in there, I could not believe how I was enveloped in what felt, it's the only way I can say this, what felt like I was driving a sports car.
Mountain.
It is so contoured around you. And the one that we chose, which is very therapeutic, it was where those jets are going to completely go and target into my upper back and neck area. But I couldn't believe, I'm taller, I'm 5'8", Jim's 6'3", and it surprised him as well. When we both sat down, he's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you that was not the case with the hot tub I had 20 years ago. So are they deeper than they used to be?
So Master Spa's philosophy is, total body immersion. Any type of hot water is, being immersed in hot water is therapy regardless of jets. So you want as much of your body in that hot water as possible. Yeah. So it's going to be deeper. It sits deeper, and people feel, so they'll take one look at it and be like, well, that's kind of hard to get in and out for me, or this, that, and the other. Yeah, kind of, sort of, when you're looking at it dry, and you might have realized when you got in, it was a kind of little challenge. And even for me, climbing in and out of them this weekend when I was doing some cleaning around the showroom, it's like, oh, I don't know. But water makes it so much easier.
Exactly.
But you want as much of your body in the water because it's not going to give you any type of benefit if it's not.
No, because the one that I had in the past, I think stopped like maybe right about here, like mid back, and I'm like, all of this, I got to get down. And then I felt like I was drowning. So again, we're talking about hot tubs and saunas and swim spas and cold plunges. They've got all of that at Spas and More. Here's my question, and I wanted to have you so bad on the day that I came in, but I didn't know we were going to do the story. I looked and I went, wait, what is this? So for people that can't afford, do you know where I'm going with this? Did you hear? I don't know. Okay. So people that can't afford a pool, and then they're looking at the benefits of a hot tub, and they like the idea of being able to have cold and hot, which again, if you have a heated pool, you can do that. But a lot of people don't have the ability to spend $50, $60, $80, $100,000 because on a low range, 50 for a pool. Let's say you're building a house or you're wanting to put in a new pool. Spools. Have you heard of these?
No.
Okay, Zach is going to grab a picture for me. I had it in the news for all of you a couple of weeks ago. I'm seeing these in Arizona already. It's larger than a hot tub. It is obviously smaller than a pool, but it has the benefits of the way a hot tub is. Look, she's like, oh, what's this? We may have to add this to the things we offer. So a spool, folks, have you heard of a spool? This is a spool, by the way, and it depends on sizes. Some of them are a little bit bigger, and then some of them, they have like a spool and they kind of add an addition to it. But it was in the news just about a week and a half or so ago, and I'm like, okay, this is new. I haven't heard anything about this. So we right away, we're like, Angie, we got to ask Angie if she's heard of this. It hasn't, I don't think, come into our area yet.
No, and it's actually, you'll see these, like, I actually have been in one of these at a resort in Cabo. Oh,
really?
Yeah. So it's nothing new. It's just becoming more of a
residential
type feature.
Okay.
But you can actually get the same concept with your hot tub, with your swim spa. Just by putting it in a vault system. We have some beautiful installs that are very similar to what they're showing in those pictures, where they've sunk them down into a vault and put a deck around them, and it's still it's easier to maintain it that way.
That's what they were saying. So because a lot of the swim spas, when you get into Spas and More, you'll see these gorgeous, huge swim spas, and I've seen them in most backyards that are out, right? So they could just take that in and sink it down, and then here's your spool.
Yes.
She's like, we've already been doing this. You just haven't sunk it. All right, folks. So we want you to get in. Again, Spas and More. If you haven't been in yet, they're located in Sunset Hills. Stop in, make the time for it. Understand that your body is aching for it. And then once you get one of these aspects of wellness, the body won't be aching anymore, but you can't get in it just when you're in pain. It needs to be a regular part of your life. Then suddenly you don't feel like you're ever in pain. Spas and More STL on social media, spasandmorestl.com, online. Again, open Monday through Saturday. And then on Sunday, you get to rest and you get to think about, why haven't I pulled the trigger yet? If you haven't heard the news, we did finally, and it is coming. Oh yeah, that is the last question. People have asked if they come in and they are able to say finally yes. What is the time frame in getting it in their home or at their house?
Yeah. So right now we're looking at end of July, early August for our deliveries.
End of July, early August. Okay. So much, much better than what you saw obviously during the pandemic, because people were like, all right, we're going to be home more. Let's get one of these. Oh my God, it's 2 years.
Yes.
So we're super excited, obviously, to be a part of Spas and More, and we get the wellness side of it all. So when the body doesn't feel as good as it's supposed to, when the weather has impacted us, when traveling has impacted us, I wish that hot tub was sitting at my house right now. It's coming in about a month and a half, right? I think so is what we talked about.
July 24th.
Oh, look at her. She's got it.
Serves,
yes,
so.
Yes. July 24th. I can't wait for it. Thank you, my friend.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do our devotional, and I think we have to do healing today because we've been talking about how we all feel. We're going to do 100 days of healing from our friend Stephen Arterburn, and then we'll tell you what is also on tap for tomorrow and Friday. Make sure you take care of yourself and you as well.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
What a great show. Thank you to the ladies that have joined us on today's show, Tricia Rhodes and Angie Hess. And again, if you just tuned in and you want to watch the rest of the show, it's the beauty of streaming. You can go back, do a little hashtag replay, drop in your favorites. Oh, I didn't ask Angie. Angie, what's your favorite Peabo Bryson song?
Oh.
Because if you all haven't heard, Peabo Bryson passed away. And we've been remembering him, dedicating this show to him throughout the entire hour. There's so many.
There are so many, and to be honest, I want to say it's the Disney one, but I can't.
A Whole New World?
Yes, that's it.
That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Again, and I love the fact that his music was opened up to so many that didn't know him until that movie. Tricia shared the one that I completely forgot about, which was back in the old Days of Our Lives time frame when Bo and Hope were together. And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. They would play these incredible romantic songs. But yeah, Peabo Bryson, unfortunately, if you haven't heard, it was our breaking news at the top. He passed away, they believe, from a stroke, but they're not saying that for sure, over the weekend. 75. He had just turned 75 back in April. So we need healing, right? We need healing of our hearts. We need healing of our souls and our minds. So we're going to do our devotional. It's 100 Days of Healing from Stephen Arterburn, The Power of Worship. It's day 26. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Bring an offering and come before him. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. This is 1 Chronicles 16, verse 29. Whether we're experiencing emotional or physical taxing circumstances, we can get caught up in the daily battle toward health and forget the big picture, like juggling appointments, choosing care providers, filling out insurance forms, overcoming setbacks. Dealing with others' comments can drain our energy and leave us tired and world weary. In those times, God has provided a gift to calm our hearts, lift our spirits, and worship. Heartfelt, genuine worship brings us into God's presence faster than almost anything else. It gets our minds off of our ever-changing circumstances and onto our never-changing God. We can worship him by reciting scriptures, praying spontaneous or written prayers, or using praise music. And if you don't have a favorite worship musician, ask Christian friends to recommend a few artists that you can listen to. Purchase CDs to listen to download songs that encourage and energize you. I'm going to tell you to look up CeCe Winans. Listen to the music regularly as a pathway to the Father. Soon enough, you'll probably find yourself humming along and lifting your hands. And actually, I should go look for Peabo Bryson. There's probably some Christian music that he's done as well. No matter how you choose to worship God, go to him every day and rely on his mighty power. Today's prayer: Lord, thank you for the gift of worship. I confess I neglect this gift too often. I get caught up in the dailiness of life instead of the goodness of your grace. Today and all the days that follow, I will worship you in all your glory, and I will praise you for your majesty. Amen. He's the ultimate healer, by the way. Okay, tomorrow, if you haven't been in, and I love the fact I got a text message over the weekend asking me, Monica, where's that really cool place that you can do your own bourbon blends, etc.? It's in Baldwin. It's called... Here you go. We're taking a video of it, but you're going to get a chance to see Barrel House on Clayton Road in Baldwin. So this is just a walkthrough for you. They have music there. They have great food. If you're not a bourbon fan, that's fine. You can go and enjoy as you watch someone literally make their own brand, pick their bottle, pick their label, pick the name of it. I would say, when we'll talk about this in tomorrow's show, pick the name of your blend early on, because after you've done some tastings, you may be like, oh my God, I have no idea. Or you might not when you pick the silliest thing of all. You get to do all of that and just enjoy a really awesome community. I can't wait to sit down with Stephen and Denise and show you this in one of our mobile Monicas. It'll air tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., as we take you through Barrel House. And then on Friday, it's Friendship Friday and a little real estate talk. We're going to be visiting with our friend friend Dot Fleshman from Coldwell Banker Gundaker. If there is someone that you would like to be a part of the show, by the way, shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. We'd love to tell their story. Maybe they want us to bring the show on the road and do a mobile Monica, or maybe they want to be a part of the show, like Xist Stretch and Spas and more, and all the wonderful sponsors. We couldn't do it without you, and we couldn't do it without you for watching. So thank you so much. God bless you all. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. From now till then, remember to do the greatest thing that you can do in the world, and that is to be kind.